Now, as I explained to you last week, on today and Thursday, I'll be running an hour later on this whole, the car parking lot thing. And that's because my company that I work for, and if in its infinite wisdom, rather than just keep us starting at 6 and letting us go an hour early, instead of, because normally we work 6 to 3:30. They pass out a flyer about a few weeks ago. From now on, if we work an 8-hour shift, we have to start at 7 rather than 6, and we still go home at 3:30. When normally the practice was we'd simply work 6 to 2:30. And we're all scratching our heads. It's for the sake of other shifts coming in and going out, like they ever gave a damn about that before. And I love how the clock's been changed and all that. And I'm once again, I guess I'll be parking here in front of the admin building from here on out, because I'm pulling in at over 45 minutes early for my shift, and there's not a single handicap space over there. And that tells me, okay, so if you really gave a damn about how we're scheduled, why don't we have a talk about starting to check these badges over here to make sure they're legitimate, because there's no way in hell that parking lot should be full. I mean, the handicap spaces should not be full. They never were up till a couple of weeks ago, and yet now all of a sudden there's this new inrush. But like I said, this is no biggie for me, because this is the area I used to park at before COVID, for the same reasons. And I guess we're back to here from now on. Oh, sorry, I heard a noise. I'm like, that better not be the car. It's the rope on the flagpole banging against it. I'm like, what's that banging noise? Oh, yeah, rope, flagpole. Okay. Um, yeah, and once again, we're back in what we call the muddle, the big empty space, the area between Doctor Who episodes. I love this. They go out and they film 3 1-hour long, I think. Well, we're taking a guess they're hour long specials. No, we're not going to air them until November of next year. Now, as much as I detested split seasons, at least back during the 50th year, the year before that, they showed the first 5 episodes of Series 7. Then they showed the other half of Series 7 in the spring. So they at least should have something to tide you over. Plus they stopped doing minisodes and things like that. And why, I don't know. Minisodes don't even take a day to film. Yet you can put a few out there here and there to tide people over. Or it used to be back way when we had spin-offs that we'd watch, in the interim. And now there's no spin-offs, there's no minisodes, and we're waiting 12 months and like how many weeks? Just short of 13 months for an episode. And yet they wonder, why some people tend to leave and all that, over a period of time. But as I said before, I'm dying laughing still, how Chibnall Whittaker killed Doctor Who when right after, right towards the end. And I hate to say this, folks, but that Disney Plus thing has been talked about since before RTD took over. It was months ago. If I remember right, they was talking about that last year. So you can't say it's all because of RTD. It's been that talk's been going around for a while. So the dying, failing franchise now has a Disney Plus slot. Not to mention how many people because now they own how many major sci-fi franchises between their acquisition of Fox and, of course, and then of course they bought Star Wars. And like I keep telling people, if you don't, The Mandalorian and all that, I think were the most fantastic thing that came out of that deal. I love The Mandalorian. Like I said, that series has done more for Star Wars than the entire sequel trilogy put together, as far as I'm concerned. I died laughing because somebody put up on Twitter the other day, Rey is a Skywalker. George Lucas just sent me an email confirming that. And I'm like, George Lucas can send you anything he wants. He can send you a detailed biography showing that Palpatine was just mad because he had erectile dysfunction. That's why he turned to the dark side. He sold it. He has no creative control left other than what Disney allows him to make the fans happy. Like I said, sadly, George Lucas proved that your dreams have a price tag. And like I said, if you don't like the way Star Wars went, after Disney took over, there's only one person to blame, and that's George Lucas. He should have never sold it. I don't know how many billions of dollars. Your dreams are not a price tag. You should not have one attached. Yeah, I haven't watched Andor. I heard it's doing pretty well, but like I said, I was shocked when I got invested into the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I don't like prequels. And Obi-Wan Kenobi was doing just fine until, oh no, I kicked Vader's ass. I just didn't kill him. I'm going to lay that on the kid. So let me get this straight. Supposed to be the most powerful Force user because of some MIDI, chlori, septic, whatever crap. And yet Obi-Wan Kenobi's had a chance to kill him twice. Kicked his ass 2 times. So you went back to your desert planet and sat there and waited while him and the Emperor built the Death Star, wiped out Alderaan, oppressed how many billions of people, when you could have dealt out his major right hand right there. And thus, with no Vader, there probably would have been, because that just freaks me out. I'm sorry. That was where they dropped the ball as far as I was concerned. Is when they got to that part. It was doing really well. I was really enjoying it. There was a reason people feared Darth Vader. And this series finally showed why. He was a sadistic, power-mad, crazy mother. Well, Eric, watch The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. You'll love that. Because that takes place 5 years after the end of Return of the Jedi. And that series is really good. And like I said, Solo, I really tried to enjoy Solo. But I was like, why are we doing another prequel series? Why are we doing a prequel movie? There are so many avenues out there in that galaxy you could go down. Just like Andor. We know what happens to Andor. He's going to croak. He's going to get blown up. That's why I never got invested in Better Call Saul. I know what happens to Saul Goodman. Why do I give a shit what happened before? So I'll probably go watch Andor because I am interested in the Star Wars thing. I want to see how it's going, but I know how that story ends already. It's like picking up a mystery after you've read the last page. It's like I said, Obi-Wan Kenobi, yeah, they shocked me with how it ended, but I'm like, this doesn't make any damn sense whatsoever. Because if you'd killed Vader back then, you and Yoda conceivably could have took off the Emperor. Yeah, but I already know everything I want to know about the rebellion. I remember when there was supposed to be a big scene that was taken out of one of the prequel trilogy movies where Amidala was attending this meeting and it was supposed to be the beginning of the rebellion. And they took it out for some crazy reason. But of course, there was a bunch of people reporting that because Bai Ling was in the scene and she did a bunch of nudie stuff that's why they did it. No, that wasn't. They cut it for time, mainly. Come on, Bai Ling was doing nudie stuff over a decade before those movies were even made. Because I remember her in The Crow. Yeah, that's another reason I want to watch it too. I've always been a big fan of Andy Serkis. I think he's one of them actors who's underrated because, sure, a lot of his roles are CGI based, but even in the ones where he's not, all covered up in computer graphics, he's a pretty good actor. Well, I'm heavily encouraging you watch The Mandalorian and then watch the Book of Boba Fett because that ties Mandalorian between seasons. I think he had 2 seasons, and then they did Book of Boba Fett, which is kind of a tie over, which is going to lead you into the third series. And like I said, it's a really good series set in the Star Wars universe. And I'm not going to spoil it for you because there are a lot of great things in there it does happen. A lot of great cameos by people you'd never expect. That's all I'm saying. People and characters that you would never expect. Basically, yeah, that's what it was. I agree with you there, Donna. It was more like a tie over to get you caught up, but it was worth it. Hang on a second. Oh, I hit the wrong. Well, that's why the laptop was there. If you go back, I heard, like I said, I haven't read it myself, but they put out a copy of the Power of the Doctor script. The laptop was there in case they wanted to put in other people they can get a hold of attending the meeting remotely. It wasn't an empty seat for Sarah Jane. That was a fan thing. Because even I noticed when they were rowing around that room, the empty chair had a laptop in it. I'm like, okay, so, and then I was like, okay, why is that laptop there? And then, yeah, sure enough, the script comes out and it explains that was supposed to be showing people who remotely attended, via the internet. But for some reason, that it never came to be. Well, folks, I'm going to go meander my way in here. Well, yeah, Rose Tyler, yeah, is in a different universe. That would have been kind of awkward. Then again, it was kind of weird seeing Mel Bush there, played by Bonnie Langford, because when we last saw her, she went off with Sabalom Glitz. But yeah, I don't know why Annika Wills turned them down. She has her own reasons, but well, folks, I have got to run inside. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start meandering that way a little early, so because I got to walk all the way over there now to get in the building. So take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. There will be no parking lot tomorrow because we're off tomorrow for election day. Okay. So I just want to warn you now. I'm not going to be online tomorrow morning. All right, because I won't be at work. Yeah, today and Tuesday and Friday we're not going to be doing parking lot. Friday is when they're giving us Veterans Day, so I won't be here either that day. Okay, so I'll catch you all on the flip side. Everybody, please be kind, be calm, be safe. Above everything else today, please be kind and take care of yourselves out there, and hopefully we'll see you all in the future. Have a great morning.